Welcome back, everybody. I am C Money, and today we're doing some more quizzes, or one quiz in particular. And this quiz will be linked down below. You can feel free to play along with me, trying to diversify away from just Risk. And quite frankly, I've been getting a little burned out with Risk, so I'm trying to do some other things. I think the quizzes are fun. The geography quizzes allows some people to play along. If you're not American, I fully understand if you aren't able to play along, and if you just want to learn a little bit about the states that we have, or the cities that we have here, rather, you can feel free. There is a version of this quiz without a map that is more up to date than this one. I have actually gotten very good at that particular quiz, but we're going to try this one. Maybe it'll be a little bit more difficult because I'm not as familiar. It does give us the states and the populations, so hopefully we're able to narrow this down, and I'll try to go in order of each of the states, and if there's one that counts for multiple states, I'll try to point that out as well. But without further ado, let's get into the quiz. Actually, one note, then without further ado, I've moved. You see the microphone in front of my face. I'm trying some new microphone settings in this particular case to try to get the keyboard clickety-clackety to be a little bit less annoying. So let's jump into it now. I don't know how long the quiz is, so we're going to try our best to do it, and we should be able to, we can zoom in on the particular parts of the map. So I'll try to go state by state here, and let's get started. So I'm going to start, we have 15 minutes. All right, we'll start in New York, or in the Northeast rather. So I am from New York. We've got Buffalo in the northwestern portion of the state, then Rochester to the east, and Syracuse, which is where I am originally from, is on there. We've also got Yonkers, which is right near New York City, and then finally New York City should be the last of the ones that are in New York. So all of those have counted. You can see them. If I scroll down in the list, it's a little bit easier to look at the map and type them out than to go through the list. It's a little bit less of a fun viewing experience if I go through the list. So we've got Boston in Massachusetts. That's the city I currently live closest to. And there's also Springfield, Massachusetts. I think this might count. It does count for probably Springfield, Missouri. Let's go double check that. Yes, it does. Springfield, Missouri right there. And then we've got Worcester and in Massachusetts, and then Providence is in Rhode Island, and then this should be Bridgeport, Connecticut is the other one there. This is the top 200 cities in the United States. The three in New Jersey are going to be Newark, Jersey City, and the final one should be Paterson, which is a suburb of outside of Jersey City. The two in Pennsylvania should be Pittsburgh on the western portion and Philadelphia in the eastern portion. Oh, I spelled that wrong. There we go, Philadelphia. Down in Maryland, we've got Baltimore, and then I think that's Washington, D.C., and just across the river from Washington, D.C. in Virginia. If we zoom in on Virginia, this one right here should be Alexandria, Virginia. Now, we got to keep pace here a little bit. Richmond is in Virginia, and then the Virginia Beach area has Virginia Beach. It's got Chesapeake. It's got... Oh, I accepted my bad spelling. It's got Norfolk and Newport News. And again, I did mention that the things have changed in here. Hampton is now in the top 200. That's also in that area. Now, we've got North Carolina directly below that. The largest city in North Carolina is going to be Charlotte. The capital of North Carolina is Raleigh. And then we should have a collection of other cities down there. I believe Fayetteville, North Carolina should be in there. We've also got Greensboro, North Carolina. We've got Cary, North Carolina. We've got Durham. And what does that leave us with in North Carolina? Is High Point large enough? Probably not. We might have to come Greenville, maybe? No, I'm trying to... Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro, Cary, Charlotte. Winston-Salem is the last one. Yep, it just takes it with Winston. You see Winston-Salem right here. Let's go over to Tennessee. We'll do Tennessee and Kentucky now. The two in Kentucky are Louisville and Lexington. And then in Tennessee, we've got a whole bunch of them. Memphis. We've got Nashville. We've got Murfreesboro should be in there. We do have that. Clarksville, Knoxville, and Chattanooga are going to be all of the ones in Tennessee. We'll go down into South Carolina, Georgia, Mississippi, and Alabama. We'll start in Mississippi over on the left here. We've got Jackson. The 4 in Alabama. In the north is Huntsville. Then we've got in the center of the state, I believe Montgomery's in the center. It might be the one further south. It is the one further south. Birmingham is in the center of the state, and Mobile, Alabama down at the bottom. In Georgia, there is Columbus, Georgia. There's also a Columbus, Ohio. We'll notice that one marked off a little bit later. There's also a Augusta, Georgia. There is Macon, Georgia. There's Savannah, Georgia. And then finally, Atlanta is going to be the largest city in Georgia. And let's finish off with Charleston, South Carolina, right here on the coast. Now, down into Florida, there's quite a bit in Florida. Up in the upper left here, that's Tallahassee, the capital of Florida. In the upper, in the northeast is Jacksonville. The center stage, that Orlando there, it is. I don't think we have Gainesville on here. Gainesville is now currently one of the top 200 cities, but we do have Tampa and St. Petersburg. We do have to pick up the pace a little bit. I think we had 15 minutes to start this, though, so we should be okay. Cape Coral is south of Tampa and Friends. We've got Port St. Lucie on the eastern side, and then now the greater Miami area has a bunch of cities. Pembroke Pines is in there. I wonder if this includes West Palm Beach. It might. It does not, but it will include Fort Lauderdale. It will include Miami itself, Hialeah, Hollywood. What do we think the last one is? This might be one that I'm not accustomed to having on my list because it maybe has dropped out since then. I said Port St. Lucie. I said, is this Boca Raton? Nope. We might have to revisit this final Florida one. Let's see where it is on the list. If it's towards the bottom, it's probably not one I am accustomed to. Yeah, down at 190. We'll be pretty close. We'll have to see what we get wrong at the end of this. Let's get over to Louisiana and Arkansas. In Arkansas, we've got Little Rock. In Louisiana, we have Shreveport in the northeast, or northwest, rather. We've got Baton Rouge kind of in the center there, and then New Orleans down at the bottom. I want to leave. Oh, we'll go to Texas. Why not? So Texas is quite big. We'll get a bunch of these. We've probably got Amarillo. We've got Lubbock. And I think that might be Abilene, or is that Midland? It is Midland. Midland is not on the list that I'm familiar with, but I know enough about the geography of Texas. We've got El Paso on the west, and now let's get the rest of Texas. We'll go down to the bottom here. We should have McAllen, Brownsville, and Laredo, as well as Corpus Christi. There's Pasadena, Texas, near Houston. Then there is Houston, Austin, and San Antonio. And then between Austin and Dallas, we have Waco. Oh, is that Killeen? It is Killeen there. Waco is maybe a little bit further north right here. And then we've got, we'll get OKC, Oklahoma City, and Tulsa out of the way. And then we've got all of the greater Dallas area. So we've got Dallas, we've got Arlington, we've got Fort Worth. There's Grand Prairie, Denton, Plano, Frisco, Irving, McKinney, Mesquite, Garland. Oh, I've got one left. I know that there's one called Carrollton, but I doubt that's what. Oh, it is Carrollton. Oh my God. I didn't think that would be on this list. I think that's everything in Texas. That's actually wild that I was able to get that because I know Carrollton no longer is in the top 200. We'll go up to Missouri with St. Louis. Kansas City covers both sides in Kansas and Missouri, and then the rest in Kansas should be Wichita, that's separated from there, and then the two suburbs of Kansas City of Overland Park and Olathe. And then north in Nebraska, we'll get those out of the way with Lincoln and Omaha, and Des Moines in Iowa. Let's do the Rust Belt states here. In Ohio, we have Akron, Toledo, Dayton, Cleveland. We've already got Columbus in the center there, and then Cincinnati should round out Ohio. We've got Detroit and Grand Rapids, and the list that I'm familiar with, Warren, which is a suburb of Detroit, is also included in there. We've got Indianapolis. I don't think this includes Warren, right? No, it does not. Indianapolis, and then Fort Wayne as far as Indiana goes. And we've got Chicago, and then Rockford is not a suburb of Chicago. It's its own city, but these other ones of Joliet, Naperville, and is that going to be Elgin? It's not. Aurora. Aurora, Illinois, second largest city in Illinois. There's also an Aurora, Colorado, so that one has been marked off as well. We'll get Minneapolis and St. Paul out of the way. Let's get Madison and Milwaukee. We got to pick up the pace a little bit. Sioux Falls, South Dakota over here. Moving on to Utah and Colorado, we've got West Valley City in Utah, as well as Salt Lake City. We've got Denver, Thornton, Colorado Springs, Lakewood, I believe. Was that one in Florida, Lakeland? I didn't get the one in Florida, right? No, I still don't have the one in Florida. That's going to bug me. And then Fort Collins up in the north. We got to pick up the pace a little bit, though. I'm talking through all of these. Let's get Albuquerque in New Mexico. Let's get Honolulu in Hawaii. And let's get Anchorage in Alaska. And then we'll run through up here in, well, we got Boise, Idaho. We might as well knock that one off. The Utah or the Oregon ones, Portland, Salem, Eugene. And then we've got Vancouver, Washington, which people don't actually realize exists. We got Spokane. We got Tacoma. We got Seattle. We've got Bellevue. And is that going to be... That's not Bellingham up there, right? No, maybe Everett or Kent. Oh, boy. That is one that I'm not familiar with being on any of these lists. We'll have to come back to that Washington one as well. As far as Nevada goes, we got Las Vegas. We've got North Las Vegas. We've got Reno, and we've got Henderson. And then Arizona we'll get to real quick. We've got Phoenix, Mesa, Tempe, Chandler, Gilbert, Glendale, Scottsdale, Tucson, and is that last one Peoria? There's also Peoria, Illinois. I guess that one's not on this list. It is Peoria. We round out all of our Arizona choices there. And then now California, a ton of cities in California. Let's give it our best shot. Down south, we've got San Diego. There's Chula Vista. We've got Oceanside is one. Escondido, is that included here? It is. Los Angeles has a ton in its area. Riverside, San Bernardino, Rancho Cucamonga. Now, these are all the ones that I know. Santa Ana, they might be on that, or all of these are on the list that I've played before. Huntington Beach, Long Beach, Oxnard, Irvine. But I'm not Fontana, Corona, Oh, you know what? The one in Florida might be Pompano Beach. Nope, it's not. I tried. Pomona, California should be on here. It is. There's also Fullerton, Torrance, Moreno Valley, Visalia. No, Visalia is not on here. Salinas, Santa Clarita, Lancaster, maybe Ontario. Yep. I'm missing two in the greater, close to LA there. They might be further down on the list. And then we've got, should be Roseville, Palmdale, Palm Bay. Is that the one down in Florida? I don't think so. I'm still missing that one in Florida. There's Modesto, Fresno, Bakersfield, Stockton, Elk Grove, Garden Grove. That might be one of the ones in LA. It is. Sacramento. We've got Santa Rosa. That's north of San Francisco. We've got San Francisco. There should be Sunnyvale, California, I believe, is one in here. It is San Jose. We've got Hayward, Fremont, and Oakland. So we're missing two. We're missing one in California, everybody, and we're missing one in Florida. And I'm not sure I'm going to be able to brainstorm them here. I'm going to try my best, but, Florida. I don't know. Maybe it's like Miami Gardens. That's its own thing. No. Just straight up South Beach. Said Fort Lauderdale, I believe. This is looking a little inland, though. What might be inland in Florida? I said Lakeland. I thought Lakeland, Florida might be there. It's one in Florida, one in California, and they're both pretty low on my list, I believe. Yeah, right around the same amount here. The California one might end up bumming me out because I think I pride myself on knowing all those stinking California cities. I know there's like a Jurupa Valley. There's a West Covina or just regular Covina. No, all of those. I said Rancho Cucamonga, right? I believe that's one I said. Well, I didn't. If I said it, it wasn't big enough. Okay, yeah, Rancho Cucamonga is not big enough on this particular list. It is on the updated one that's from 2022. So 3 years difference does change where these cities end up. We're at 198 out of 200. Quite the bummer. I wanted to do it with the map. We got Pembroke Pines. And I don't think Thousand Oaks is close enough there. Oh, you know what? There's Carlsbad, California. It's not that. There's also starts with a C. It's not, I think it's just Carson, or where the Chargers used to play. I thought that was Carson, California, but I guess that's not. When they played in that soccer stadium, that's not going to be it. Oh, what is it next to? Next to Santa Ana, next to Irvine a little bit, Garden Grove, Corona. Interesting. Because I can sometimes picture these guys in my head, but it's not coming to me right now. What if it was just straight up East Los Angeles? That'd be so funny. It is not. And then the Florida one, I don't think we're going to get that. I am going to give up. We got 30 seconds left. Let's see what me missed, everybody. It's going to be a little disappointing with 198 out of 200, but tried my best. Miramar and Orange. Oh, I never would have gotten either of those. I've heard of Miramar. I didn't think Orange, California was even close to being large enough to make this list. Again, this is 3 years ago, so things can change, but that's going to be Orange there, and then you can see Miramar. I've heard of Miramar, but not one that was buzzing around in the old noggin. So we'll take the L there. We'll beat 90.8% of players. Let me know how you guys did. I have a pretty good grasp of U.S. geography and to some degree world geography. If there's a quiz that you want to see me try on jetpunk.com or even Sporkle, I prefer jetpunk specifically for the geography quizzes. But if you want to if you want to recommend anything for me to try down below, it doesn't even have to be quizzes, anything, any sort of diversified content that isn't necessarily Risk. I'm going to keep playing Risk. Don't you guys worry if that's what you're looking for. But if you enjoyed the quiz content, feel free to support that as well. As always, everybody, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I upload videos just like this one every single day at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Comment down below what you thought about this one. If you want to catch the video that YouTube recommends for you, right here above my head, the subscribe button's in the upper right-hand corner or down below. As always, everybody, I have been C-Money. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a tremendous rest of your day. Peace.